Welcome back, guys, for today's video, top 5 reasons why you shouldn't mess with the USA. As you might hear, I'm German, so please forgive me and my non-fluent English sometimes. I hope that is okay, and I hope everybody understands me well. If you like my reaction, feel free to leave a like, subscribe and comment. Thank you. And now, let's head straight into the video.
The collapse of the Soviet Union in the early
1991
left the United States as the sole superpower in the world, and it's never looked back. In all aspects of the world, the United States is indeed a superpower, especially when it comes to its military might, which is unsurpassable in its strength, technological superiority, operational capability.
The US military is pretty impressive.
In this video,
we as Germans can only dream of something like that. It's big difference.
The United States Air Force is the strongest in the world, not only in the number of operational aircraft, but also in technological superiority. The country currently operates a total of over 15,000 military aircraft, combining all the branches of the military service.
15,000 military aircrafts.
US Army, Coast Guard,
I guess Germany has like 5 which are in function, and maybe 100 which are totaled in any kind of way and non-functionable.
Ballistic missiles and 170 military satellites, greater than any other country in the world. The USA has the largest number of stealth aircraft designed to be silent killers and untrackable.
Stealth aircrafts are super cool. As a child I always played with mini versions of them.
Such as the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. Heavy bombers such as the B-2 Spirit. In fact, the United States
battlefield jets
pioneered this technology in the 1980s with the introduction of the F-117 Nighthawk stealth attack aircraft. Stealth aircraft are designed to avoid detection using a variety of technologies that reduce radar reflection from ground, sea, or air-based radar antennas, thereby reducing its radar cross-section, or RCS. This revolutionary technology,
I guess every man's dream at least is to fly in one of those jets at least once in a lifetime.
£500 to have a radar cross-section of just 0.0001 meters squared, about the size of a bumblebee. What's more insane is that the massive B-2 bomber also has the same radar cross-section as the F-22 Raptor. Thus, it becomes
such a beautiful plane.
to track
Oh my god.
aircraft. Even if the enemy spots them on their radar scopes, it's a whole other story to successfully track them and register a missile kill. The whole idea behind this technology is to break the chain in which a conventional surface-to-air missile defense system works. It's the same reason countries like China and Russia are also hard at developing their own stealth fighter, the Chengdu J-20 and the Sukhoi Su-57, respectively. These aircraft will allow the US Air Force to assert its air superiority over any battlefield of the future. And we all know that control of these skies is the biggest decider in any war. The next reason why any country going to war with the US military should think twice is because of the strength of the US Navy and its dominance over the world's ocean, especially the Navy's supercarriers.
Oh yeah, the supercarriers.
Currently operates 11 nuclear-powered Nimitz-class supercarriers, which is the largest aircraft carrier fleet in the world.
If you have ever been on one of those ships, you can only imagine how these must feel when you have a combat.
Over 100,000 tons and can carry a complement of up to 70 aircraft. They're literally a floating small town in the ocean with its own airport. The Nimitz-class carriers in themselves are extremely potent offensive weapons, but the way they operate in what is called the carrier strike groups makes these ships even more deadly. A carrier seldom deploys alone. There are always a fleet of surface and underwater assets surrounding them and forming a strike group. These include guided missile cruisers, a destroyer squadron, attack submarines, and other support vessels. Together, they project the power of the
little private army
at the center
for
of
every one of those ships, I see.
While the carrier is carrying out its offensive role with the use of its air wing, the other ships are responsible to protect its flanks against any enemy attack. This combination of
so well organized, so well organized,
almost impenetrable. The United States Navy maintains 9 such carrier strike groups, 8 of which are based in the United States and 1 that's forward deployed to Japan. For over 50 years, this has been the principal element of US power protection, and the Nimitz class of supercarriers are at the center of it all. Despite this, the US is
That's
currently
pretty impressive to look at.
a new class of carriers.
Can't imagine how that
R4
looks in
class,
person
intended to
when you're
replace the Nimitz class
facing
ships.
that.
This new supercarrier will be even more technologically advanced and is expected to continue US dominance of the oceans well
Gerald
into the
R.
late
Ford
21st
class.
century. The third reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is their massive stockpile of nuclear and conventional intercontinental
Please
ballistic
correct me.
missiles, or
Gerald?
ICBMs.
Gerald?
The
I guess it's
plays a role
Gerald,
in the
right?
land leg in the US
Has to be
nuclear
Gerald.
triad, along with the Trident submarine-launched ballistic missile (SLBM) and nuclear warheads carried on long-range strategic bombers. ICBMs are launched from ground-based missile silos, achieving high suborbital spaceflight, approximately 1,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. The body of the missile then separates from the warhead, which re-enters the atmosphere and free falls to the assigned target at hypersonic speeds.
Damn.
The US military currently operates 400 ICBMs from its base in Wyoming,
400?
Montana, and North Dakota. The LGM-30G Minuteman III is the only type of ICBM
When
that is
somebody
currently
attacks that,
operational in the US.
half of the US is
The
gone.
Minuteman III family of ICBMs were first developed in
blown
the
away,
1960s
totally.
as a response to the Soviet nuclear threat. Throughout the Cold War and beyond, these missiles have undergone constant modernization. In the last decade alone, the US military has undertaken $7 billion worth of upgrades. The rocket propulsion engines, the propellants used, the guidance system, and even the flight control surfaces have all been refurbished. The upgraded missiles are completely
It's impressive
different from
what
its 1960s counterparts,
mankind can
except
do,
for the shell.
but
These
it's
state-of-the-art
also
improvements
a
and
little bit
modernization
frightening
programs have
sometimes.
kept the Minuteman III system operational for over 50 years with improved reliability.
How do you see
Supports the
that?
missile's remarkable
Feel free to
99%
comment
range.
anytime.
The latest versions of the missiles have a range of over 8,000 miles, which is greater than the diameter of the Earth at 7,917.5 miles. They can carry multiple 330 kiloton nuclear warheads, which is 20 times greater than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not only that, each of these warheads
When you have
can
seen
be assigned to
documentaries
different
about
targets
the
independently.
bombs on Nagasaki or
Technology is
Hiroshima,
called
you can just
Multiple
imagine what
Independently
these will
Targetable
do.
Re-entry Vehicle, or MIRV, and was first developed for the Minuteman III family of missiles. So any country messing with the United States will have to deal with this awesome arsenal of firepower, which can be launched at a moment's notice. If it weren't the ICBMs or the stealth fighters raining fire down on you, it would be precision-guided munitions, or better known
Oh, the
as smart
flares.
bombs, or PGMs instead. This is another
Reminds
big
me of
reason
the good
why
old
not messing
battlefield
with the US
times.
military is a good idea. All branches of the US military use smart bombs in some forms or the other. These weapon systems are designed to be precise and hit a specific target with maximum efficiency.
Oh,
These bombs
yeah,
are
it
so
looks
effective.
pretty
During
cool,
the First Gulf
to be
War,
honest.
PGMs comprised only 9% of weapons fired, but accounted for 75% of all successful hits. Since then, for the US military at least, the days of normal artillery shells and unguided bombs are long gone. Nowadays, the military uses PGMs from air, ground, and sea. Precision-guided munitions come in various
After
forms
such a shot you have to be
different
deaf
kinds of technologies
when you have
to
no
achieve precise
ear
hits.
protection.
A large majority of PGMs use the Global Positioning System, or GPS, of satellites to guide their trajectory to target. However, sometimes this becomes a problem, as GPS coverage is not always reliably available everywhere across the globe, or bad weather conditions can hinder operations. Thus, the Office of Naval Research, the Naval Surface Warfare Center, and the Army Research Laboratory have all coordinated to develop the first ever artillery-fired smart munition that will not use GPS guidance. The project is known as Moving Target Artillery Round, or MTAR for short.
Where
The
will
MTAR
this go
shell can
and
be guided
where
onto
will this
stationary
all
as well as
end?
moving targets in
Is
both land and
the
sea
big
using a
question in my head right
combination
now.
of guidance technology. The
I
best
can't
part
imagine
is
where
that these
everything
shells can be fired from the existing
be in 5 years,
155mm
because everything's
howitzer and the M109A7
developing so
Paladin integrated
fast.
management self-propelled 155mm artillery systems already in use by the US military. The shells will also feature an extended range of 40 to 60 miles, using rocket boosters to propel them. Once finished, it will afford the US military another potent weapon system that outclasses others around the world. Lastly, the fifth and final reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is drones. We're all familiar
Of course, the
with what an unmanned
drones.
aerial vehicle or drone is
Yeah.
and what it's supposed to do. But in recent years, the usability
Where
of
everyone
UAVs
using a
are steadily
joystick
increasing
can kill
to
somebody a
encompass all
few
spheres of
thousand
military
miles away
operations, and the US military
and
is the
has
pioneering
not to
spirit
be
behind it.
personally
At
present
first,
anymore.
used only for surveillance missions,
That's so
drones were quickly
unpersonal
weaponized after the
and
9/11
I don't
attacks
know.
and have been extensively used by the US military in
Feels
the war
weird.
against terror as an offensive weapon platform. It's forecasted that over the next decades, the US is in line to purchase over 1,000 combat drones of various classifications. Some of them, like the Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel and the Boeing MQ-25 Stingray, are already in the final stages of development, and once finished, will provide the US military with state-of-the-art platforms capable of multi-role operations, ranging from attack missions to aerial refueling. Drone technology has reached such heights today that a single UAV can loiter miles above the surface of the Earth for hours, waiting for the target to show its head and sticking with impunity.
Yeah, so
This
when they want to
capability
get you,
will
they
allow
will
all
get
the
you,
services under
definitely.
the US military to reduce its dependency on manned platforms, thereby reducing the risks during future combat operations. These 5 weapon systems make the US military extremely dangerous for any adversary looking to get into a conflict with them. In a conventional warfare
Yeah, so everybody
setting,
has
it's
to
almost
think
impossible
pretty
to beat
good
the US military
if he
machine.
wants to attack them or
That's why
not.
modern
That's right.
enemies of the United States are employing more and more asymmetric warfare strategies against the mighty US military. Despite that, the US military juggernaut is hands down the most powerful military complex in the world today, and probably will be for decades to come. That's all we have for you today, folks. Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you like the
Okay,
video and want to
that was
stay up
it
to date
for
on cool
the video.
military stuff like this, then click the subscribe button and also click
My personal opinion is that, as I mentioned before, we don't exactly know where everything will be in about 5 or 10 years. And we have all these conflicts over the world over the last 100, 200 years. We have current conflicts like Ukraine and Russia, and we can only imagine what will be possible in future combats with the equipment used in the US or which is currently developed by the US. And as I said before, it's a little bit scary too, in my opinion, because especially for us in Germany, for example, we sit all the way in the middle. We have Russia, we have the USA, and when they decide to attack each other, we are in the middle. We are screwed. We are totally screwed. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I mentioned before, you are free to leave a like and subscribe and leave a nice comment. And then see you next time. Bye.